Well, hell, ahoy, cruisers, cruise lovers. This is Mike, better known as the Snaggletooth Cruiser, coming to you from the Melanation Travel, where our motto is many colors, all one big party. We invite everybody to participate in our group cruises and any other cruise that we have coming up. Guys, we were just on the Carnival Victory, and I have my notes right here. Make sure I don't forget anything. We were on the Carnival Victory the week of the 19th. So much stuff happened. Let me just run it down to you real quick. The first issues that came up was not even on the ship. It was at the airport at BWI in Baltimore. Got there, checked in, everything was smooth. Storm came out of nowhere, guys. The ramp people had to get inside. Most of the luggage stayed outside. So when we finally got down to Florida, we had to spend the night over because we left one night earlier so that we would be on the ship at a decent time with no mess ups. We got down there, unpacked or took out some things and found out that some of our clothes was wet. Fine. We only thought it was a couple pieces. We took care of that, enjoyed ourselves, and prepared that next day to get on the ship. Got to the ship, and that's when stuff really started happening. First and foremost, what happened? After the flight, after the hotel stay overnight, got to the ship, got on, got our little drink, walked around, did everything, decided to go to see if our luggage was in the room. Okay, get to the room, luggage is there, fantastic. Let's go back out and have some walk around and just enjoy the ship. Went back out, did the sail away, all of that stuff. Come back, decide to unpack, boom. 90% of our clothes was wet from the flight at BWI. All right, from the flight from BWI. So our room quickly became a laundry room as we began to put stuff up everywhere, turn the heat up in the room so that things would start to dry out. We did that, and then lo and behold, I moved one particular piece of luggage and it flopped over. Well, what happened? One of the wheels were gone. Wow, so it wasn't gone at the airport. It wasn't gone when we took it. They took it from us at the cruise line. So obviously the cruise line did it. Called the cruise line to explain the situation. They had a protocol that they wanted to go through. We had to take a picture, take it down there to them for them to see it. Then the options that they gave, because this was my wife's luggage and it was one of the hard covered luggages, it wasn't soft. So they gave us a couple of alternatives. Number one, take a piece of luggage that they already had, which was cloth, and my wife was like, no, her luggage was worth more than the cloth. She didn't want to do that. Number two, they told her, hey, if you go out into the ports and you can find luggage, we will match it up to 160 bucks. Who's going to go out and spend time looking for luggage? First of all, luggage is not at the port, so you would have to go off the beaten path. And we've heard about all of the troubles going off the beaten path of cruising nowadays, so that was not an option. So then finally, after going back and forth, which they decided, hey, here's what we'll do. You go home, find a piece of luggage, that you want, and we will reimburse you. So that's what we're in the process of doing now. Mind you that everybody blew it off, but the cabin steward. The cabin steward was the only person who seemed to be concerned about what happened. I'm telling you, he was awesome. He was amazing. I'm going to give him a shout out in the next video, put his card up and everything. So if you're on the cruise, you definitely want to see if you can get him as your cabin steward. Okay, so get to the ship. All of that's done. Sail away party's over. Nobody's moving. Nobody's moving 6 o'clock. Nobody's moving 7. So we were trying to find out what was going on. Found out that the ship was not supposed to leave till about 10:30 p.m. Remind you, we're on the cruise that just happened following the cruise where the passengers was outraged because they had changed the itinerary because of propulsion issues. We did not leave, guys, and I'm going through this really, really quick. We did not leave until 3:30 a.m. Monday morning. That's when we actually pulled out. Certain people that we talked to at guest service and stuff, they were kind of like blowing it off. Whether they were told to blow it off or not really get into details or whatever, we don't know. But they wasn't giving us no legitimate answers. Me, personally, I was not upset about it because I don't gamble. Thus letting you know, the people that was upset were the people that wanted to go into the casino once the ship pulled off. So Their day was pretty much stuck. The only thing that was our issue was that we had the internet for that day and we didn't even have to use it. They should have reimbursed us that day because we were still in port. We could use our phones normally, but they didn't. Okay, cruise director Dion was fantastic. Look him up. Just do Carnival Vista Dion. Look him up on YouTube. He was awesome. All right. We did go to the Platinum Diamond event when, fortunately, we was able to talk to one of the people in charge there who informed us because of the propulsion system, they had to order parts in from out of the country along with the engineers to replace it. Now, they couldn't do anything out at sea, obviously. So these people had to come in and work underwater because they don't pull it out of the at the port and like it's in a dry dock. So they had to work under the water on the propulsion system with one of the pods to get everything working. And it worked for the complete week. I'm hearing now the cruise, that's an 8-day cruise. Things that just happened, still is not fixed, unfortunately. And we've even heard that they're canceling a cruise in September. You can look all of that up and do the research. But for our week with that propulsion system, it worked. And when you understand that they were talking about engineers plus parts to come in and they had to go under the ship within that system, in the propulsion and fix it all underwater, the 330 leave was not that bad at all. Okay, food-wise, let's jump into food-wise. We got up the very first day. I went and got some food, some breakfast, brought it back to the room because the wifey was still asleep. I gave her some of the food. She didn't like the eggs. The eggs were powdery. Didn't really care for that. The sausage was half cooked. And those potatoes that I usually love, they were extremely salty. So we only did breakfast one day on the ship. That night we went to dining. We went there. The dining room staff was phenomenal. They were great. No issues with them. The food that we had was really, really good. We did find some things that we enjoyed. But we didn't go any more that week because most of the rest of the week was things that we didn't really particularly, take a liking to. Even the seafood night. So we didn't do that. We kind of just stayed around the Lido deck. You did the guys' burgers. We got pizza. I love the Reuben. So I had a Reuben or two here and there. We had tacos. We just kind of stayed away from there. Mind you that we were with my son and his wife, my daughter-in-law. So we kind of let them run the things that they wanted to do since this was pretty much her first time cruising. He had been on cruises with us before. So we just kind of, let them do things, and whatever they wanted to do, we did. And then when they didn't want to do anything, we just kind of split. We did do a couple of shows. We did the open night show, which was really good. Cast was good. And then we did the 70s show. That was really, really good if you are a 70s lover of music. That was really good. The deck party was awesome. Dion, once again, was fantastic with the deck party. I will say this. I believe that there was a lot of children on this particular cruise because I'm assuming throughout the United States this was the last week pretty much before kids went back to school. So there was a lot of kids on the ship. Some were respectable, some weren't. We know what the new law is or guidelines is for children under 18 needing to be with parents after a certain time. We did see one particular night security trying to run down kids that were all over the ship. So it was like a cat and mouse game to get these kids back to their room. But fortunately, there was nothing far as I've seen saw on there that, kind of got people put off the ship or whatever like that. We went to the club once or twice. It was pretty good. I've been on other cruises that had better clubbing to me than there. But, we enjoyed the time that we were there. We did meet Dion, and I do have a photo that we're going to pop up a little while in an upcoming video. We also did enjoy Quest. Everybody loves the Quest. This particular Quest, I think, was the wildest Quest that we've ever seen. It's just amazing. I don't know what's more funny. What is asked of people or the people that get up to actually do it. You know, I don't know which one outweighs the other, but I'm just amazed that people will get up there. And the cruise director, he really stressed no recording and all of this other stuff for those people who, once you get off the ship, have to go back home to reality. All right, to reality. Now, so overall, I would rate this about a 6 or 7. You know, when you tie in the wet clothing with the airport issues and the rain, then you tie in the luggage deal and how they wanted to pursue, you know, crediting us with that. When I tie in the breakfast, because we only had the breakfast one day, then, you know, we did the dinner in the dining room one day. I'm not going to say don't do the breakfast. I'm not going to say, you know, don't do the dinner. This is what we did. And a lot of it was because we was with my son and his wife, and you know we kind of just went with their flow. We've done many cruises where we've done, you know, where we've eaten in the dining room pretty much at least 5 nights, maybe out of 7 or whatever. We, you know, and then we tackle the Lido deck. We get the pizzas and all of those type of things. So this time we just did what they did. We did a lot of relaxing in the room. We were also, because of our company, and please like and subscribe this so we can get out there. We are Melanation Travel. Again, our motto is many colors, one party, which means we book group cruises, you know, for everybody. We don't care what your nationality is or anything like that. We just want everybody to come with us and have a blast, have fun. Now, I will say, I did put this up already. If you go back and look at our stop at Grand Turk, you see me acting crazy, rapping to a young, well, he's gone now, but a young rapper, King Von. You wouldn't even expect that I would have known that. Go back and check that video out. A lot of people that was there was really shocked that I knew that song, Took Her to the O. That was really good fun as well. But overall, like I said, I'll give it a 6 or 7. Now, when you tie in some of the ports, it does help elevate it because, like I say, Grand Turk, we always have a great time at Grand Turk. The other 2 islands, they kind of, their main island, it was good. We had the food there. It was pretty crowded on the beach. I do have a video up already of their main island that we went to. That was the first stop. And then Amber Cove. Amber Cove, you know, reminds me of a bigger Freeport, especially if you don't do any excursions. You get out, you can walk around, shop, take pictures, eat, whatever. We weren't there that long, and then you come on back and get on the ship and prepare to leave. Now, to my knowledge, again, the ship that's out there now, they're having continual propulsion issues. So, from what I'm being told, their itinerary is remaining the same. However, the ports that they were going to, they are getting back on the ship earlier than what is anticipated or what was supposed to be, in order to get from port to port. Now, what I did see, somebody had posted online the back of the ship, and you could see one engine actually moving the ship, and the other side where you would normally see the propeller waves or whatever, you would see 2 streams. It was only one, so maybe they have one locked down, and you know, but they're still trying to satisfy people because the cruise before us, if you check out people's videos online, those people protested, they were livid. We got all the way through fine with whatever they did within that week, and then now they're having issues again. So hopefully they get that all straight. But again, overall, I would give it a 5, 6, 7, somewhere in there. We do have another cruise scheduled to come up in October, right back on that ship. Hopefully they will have everything situated. This is a group cruise that we put together, so we could not change it because everybody, you know, pretty much has gotten their deposits, payments, all that stuff squared away, so we could not go back and change it. So we're just hoping that everything smooths out. Not only the ship, but we're still in hurricane season. We pray for great weather like we just had. We had beautiful weather going down. We had a storm Saturday coming back home. However, or Friday, I should say, coming back home. However, with the storm, the thunder, lightning, and everything, the sea still stayed pretty calm. It was pretty calm. There was not a whole bunch of rocking and rolling. So even that day was great. So we had phenomenal weather. Then we pray for phenomenal weather on our next trip out. Again, I'm just telling you my experience. I do see other vloggers that are already putting things up and they're sharing their experience. So I would not say don't go. I wouldn't say go. I would not say don't eat here, whatever. You still have to do you. But what you can do is when you go to do different things, if you listen to this video, you can kind of get a feel for what to expect to a degree. Okay, so, and finally, this is normally what we would call cruise pillow talk, but my better half, she's actually doing some work, so I decided to bring it down from the bedroom into our living area, and we did the video here, but the next one will be back in our bedroom, as we love to sit and watch videos about cruising, talk about other people's cruise experiences or watch their videos. So that's why we actually call this cruise pillow talk. That's why we do it in the bedroom. Other than that, guys, hey, you have a fantastic day. Today is actually the 29th, so we're a little behind with this video because we had some things that we had to really get in place when we got back home. But other than that, everything is fantastic. You guys have a fantastic day. Hey, again, hit the like, subscribe, share, do all of that stuff because we're brand new and we just want to get out there like everyone else and share our experiences, hear other people's experiences, and I'm really looking forward to meeting people on the ship. That's another thing. Did not know that a vlogger that we followed the whole time we was on the ship, they were on the ship as well. We never saw them on the ship, but when we got back home and started looking at videos again, we noticed when we saw them that they were on the same ship the same week at a lot of the same places that we were. We never saw anyone with any cameras or anything like that because we would have definitely stopped and had a chit chat, took some pictures and all that stuff, but we never saw them. So that was amazing. You can be on a ship and be on there for a whole week and never see certain people or all of the people. Let's put it that way. But anyway, you guys take care. Have a fantastic day. And until our next video, God bless.